low fertility rate, long lifespans. It evens out.
Yeah.
And high magic and stuff. And, okay, we can attribute them not taking over the world to their more docile, vegan lifestyle. Alright, yeah, so I was imagining, like, kingdoms, like wood elves and elves and stuff. They would occupy the more foresty, rainforesty areas.
Okay.
The dwarves would live in mountains. The orcs would live in the mountains.
Okay, but it
There'd be,
would
like, a
make no
rivalry
sense
between
that
them.
people never tried to take over, or there wasn't like a higher ruling. Like, that doesn't make sense for there not to be. Even if it's not the elves, like, somebody needs to be a little bit more powerful, or it doesn't really make sense.
Well, no, here's the thing. Everybody's powerful in their own right, right? Dwarves pretty much mine all the precious metals because they live in the mountains. They're short, they're stocky, they're accustomed to living in caves.
Okay, but you're telling me nobody in this world is trying to take over.
We can
Or
have
trying to be the ruling class.
the ruling class. I mean, Liv, do you go out of your way to assert dominance on, like, an elk or a sheep?
This isn't the same thing
They're
because
different-
we have like
they're
a
different
government here,
races.
but like I'm trying to figure out what is the government, like what's happening in this
Different
world.
governments
These
are
the-
different kingdoms, all right?
I'm not arguing.
First,
I'm
they're not
fighting
like
over what's happening.
they're not bunched up against each
Productive
other.
arguments.
Okay.
But
There's lots of land in between. Elves don't want to live in the prairie, all right? So they don't care who lives in the prairie. They can leave the pig people there.
right, they don't care because wood elves especially left because they don't want to be a part of all that stuff. But like high elves, like they don't try to like rule or anything, or like nobody
Well,
tries to rule. Humans
High
don't
elves
try
are
to
still
rule.
humans try to rule. Humans are dickheads.
Yeah.
But humans are busy infighting with one another to worry about the elves and the dwarves and the orcs.
No way.
Yeah. Why would you worry
No
about
way.
going off into the woods to assassinate a bunch of wood elves?
What do you mean? That's
For
how the whole
purely
world is.
domination.
People want to take over more land and claim it as theirs. That makes no sense for
Yes,
people
but
not
Liv,
to be doing that
they
here.
want to do that when they need to. All right, the population of
No, they
Eleutheria
don't.
isn't
People-
that high. It's
people
not
did that
super
all the
dense.
time.
All right, no, Liv. Okay, look. Okay, Europe. Look at Europe. You got Germany. You got France. You got Spain. You got the UK. You got Sweden. You got Africa down below. All that
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's very
They didn't take
like,
each other over.
we're very developed. Like this is like a
No, I'm talking
old
medieval.
World,
I'm
like,
talking, yeah, I'm talking medieval era too. All right, there were skirmishes on the border, but no one succeeded in taking over the entire
Yeah,
continent.
but there's still fighting going on.
Yeah, there can still be infighting. I mean, there's the bandits, there's the
Doesn't mean they
slight
succeed,
racial
but
tensions.
there's gotta be like
The human
fights
races
for
can
dominance.
wage war on each other if that's what you want. If you want death and destruction, all right.
I'm only saying it only makes
The
sense.
orcs are warring. The orcs are always raiding the human villages, and the dwarves because they're up in the mountains. I was also thinking orcs. They can be pretty dumb, but they're gonna be like high fertility rate and they grow fast. But they don't really settle down. They make like war camps type thing. Again, creative license. We can do what we want with the people.
Okay.
Dwarves.
But also, people staying in their own cities doesn't make sense either. Like we
Not
all
staying
have to,
in their own
because then
city.
how
Yeah,
would we all, like...
they're expanding. They're going to the farmlands. There's clashes
So
on the
is
borders.
Elamir gonna be like, not like the melting pot, but the melting pot where everybody comes? Like, is he gonna be like the center where?
I
like,
was thinking
like, everything
Elamir
big
was
kinda
probably
happens?
off to the side as the capital of a human kingdom, right?
So then why would I go there and why would you go there? That doesn't make sense. I feel like it needs to be like busy with like everybody comes
It could
there,
be
like,
close
that's
to the
place.
forest in between. Okay, Liv. Are you setting this up as like a one-plot story? Or do you want them to like go after this adventure to keep exploring the world? Keep exploring the continent, visit different places, have different adventures? Or is this the one thing? I also wanted to change that. I also wanted to touch on that. Instead of the Demon King, which I know is my suggestion, so instead of that, because that is pretty final. That's the big evil. That sounds. I don't know what you can do to top it unless we introduce like gods and like.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we scale that back a little bit. Don't know
Yeah.
how. Maybe Weston's still raised by demons, all right? Maybe that's still a thing, and he's just a freelance thing. He doesn't have to necessarily rebel against them. He just stops the job. Maybe a local warlord, the bandit people put out the job, and he accepted it, and then after, because there's no formal contract. Back then, you take a contract, you
That's also
bring
really
the head to the
cliche to have
person.
like a demon king, and
Yeah.
then that's like the.
Yeah, this
the
was
end
when I
thing.
was still in the D&D headset, or mindset,
Mindset.
head frame,
Yeah.
wherever that is. So maybe we scale that back. No Demon King yet, not completely out of the picture, but yet.
But I do want a war, and I want to be a part of it.
Okay, that can be in a later stage. After we establish, like through the storyline, we establish the different kingdoms. We establish the political tensions between them. We establish the lay of the land, how the geography is, how the people are, how the different cultures.
Like, if there's war between us all too, like we have to like, it's gonna cause like some like decision making and like stuff that we're gonna have to come up with, like, but we're all bonded now, but like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Something like that, and then we'll have to figure out how that actually plays out, but
yeah, that's later though. That's
yeah. No, I'm
future.
thinking like way later, but like that's like the cool parts of like the shows is when like all of this has been built up, and then like it's like this is coming and there's war and fighting and yeah.
I'm down for that. But in the beginning, I don't think we start off with the Grand War. I don't think we start off with the Demon King.
No. I'm saying later. We have to like develop all the characters and the relationships and everything that's going on in the world.
Okay, so Demon King's out, right?
Yes.
Elves are low fertility rate. Okay, also, this is all coming up because I've been researching a lot of world building and map making and how geography plays and a lot of the connections in medieval Europe and Native Americans here in America and all that stuff, you know? And
we can create things
trying to make
are
it
like
more
kryptonites
plausible.
for each like people. Like high elves we can create something that's like, even though they have all this stuff, like this, whatever.
Another thing I was thinking that would fit dumbing down the elves, which that's not canon yet. We haven't agreed on that.
We're not making them dumb.
No, dumbing down, like maybe lowering their ambitions typing. But okay, so you're an elf, right? You got high magic, right?
Yeah, I do want her to be ditzy though.
She doesn't have. You want her to be ditzy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not dumb, but ditzy.
Ditzy,
she's
okay,
smart,
yeah.
but she's ditzy.
Okay,
yeah.
well this is a separate. Okay, so shelve the actual story right now. This is just me exploring a different route. The elves in ancient society, okay, like as their civilization is growing, they're reliant on magic because they were born with a high magic, like they're able to do magic, right? They don't need to struggle like the humans. Humans had to be innovative. They had to get, like, I don't know, farm techniques down, like the plow and stuff, right? Because they can rely on magic and ask the spirits and the sprites and the magical forest lady to help grow the crops. So in a way, maybe the elves aren't as mechanically inclined. Maybe they rely a lot on their magic for everyday life type thing. So they didn't have a reason to create mass production of, I don't know, like carts and farming and that type of stuff. Feel free to shoot me down completely. Well, instead of, because
So they don't have machines, but they don't need the machines. So why does it matter?
Well, because this would explain the different geographical locations that they choose to live in. Humans would need space. They would need lots of farmland. Elves wouldn't. They can just corn grow, and the corn pops out of like a tree or something. I don't know.
I see what you're saying. So you're using this to explain. This makes sense because you're thinking about maps. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And
yes.
yeah. So, and like, there's a lot of stuff in my head. I'm trying to organize this so it's not an incoherent stream of word vomit.
I just can't wait to come up with the
war. I lost it.
That's what I'm
with
excited
the war?
about.
Okay. First we gotta get this stuff out.
To create what's happening with the political tension. Okay, keep going.
I think the first war will be between humans, human v human, right? Or do you want it to be against a magical race?
I don't know. I gotta think about it more.
Okay.
I don't know.
Also, I'm thinking of scrapping Tommy and
I watch
Bacon's
a lot of shows
character.
with wars, so those are my favorite. Love and Wars, that's like my favorite.
There's an anime called Love is War. I haven't watched it, but it's apparently good.
Oh.
What do you think about...
Is there an actual war?
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Okay, keep going.
What do you think about scrapping Tommy and Bacon's character? Or maybe not making them main characters?
I think they shouldn't be main. Like,
Okay.
3 is good. Like, you can't have... I
Yeah,
feel like
I think a
more than
solid
is
3
weird.
was good. Yeah.
But what are you going to tell Tommy?
He doesn't have to know.
Or just make him a side character?
We'll just slowly
And we'll
phase
keep
him out.
writing the show.
Yeah, we'll tell him that he's going
He'll
along on the
probably
adventures, but really he died 3
probably
arcs
won't
back.
care anymore. Yeah, like he'll probably like lose interest because
Yeah.
we made him interested. We put so much work into making him interested, and now we're like, we don't want you interested.
Yeah, it's the writing process, you know? It's indiscriminate. Some people have to die. Emotional impact and
Yeah.
all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Bacon's character was really just for the Moa to hatch. So he doesn't even have to really exist. We can just meet the pig people.
Yeah,
And that happens.
makes sense.
And the egg hatches. And then we learn a little bit about the lore of the world. Also, I told you about the ancient civilization, right? That they all sort of worship. Not the elves. The elves are more naturey, but like the human kingdoms might worship.
Yeah.
The angel people.
No, you didn't tell me about that.
Okay. So,
The angel people.
angel people. Not like angels like traditional Christian angels.
Well, traditional Christian angels are freaking creepy as...
Okay, not
all
the
get out.
not
They're
the
like
not
eyeballs
the
all over
yeah not the
scary.
not the eyeballs and the floating
Okay.
not that stuff like the okay not traditional angels. Those guys are terrifying.
how realistic
The,
are you?
okay, here, let me find pictures on the internet. All right.
Like real angels? I mean, not real angels, because those are creepy, but like the made-up pretty angels.
Yeah, not those. I'm
Oh,
thinking.
not those either. Not the creepy or the pretty ones.
Not the pretty ones. Yeah, that's what I was referring to when I said not the traditional Christian angel.
Wait, so the real angel, which is creepy?
No, none of them. Our own race. God damn it, Liv.
Okay. Okay, but that's gonna be very confusing for a reader to make up a race
No, we just
called
explain
angels,
it.
so you have to do
Well,
it
they wouldn't be
different.
called
no, just call it
angels.
something different.
Just what they look like. But then we have to explain
Okay.
like their body
They're
form,
glowing. They're pretty.
their mindset.
We can't call them angels. You have to come up with a name.
Celestials.
Are you sending a picture?
I'm looking for pictures on the internet.
I'll just look it up. Celestials?
There is no name,
I mean,
Liv.
like
This is our
angels?
own thing. I'm making
I
something
know,
up.
but-
Stop.
But what did you? How did you come up with the picture? Where did you see a picture?
I didn't
did you
see a
look up?
picture. I'm.
Oh, it's in
This
your
is
head.
a compilation of. I'm just
Okay.
making my own race, Liv. God damn it.
In your head, in your head, zombie. We can call them zombies.
No.
And then when they get introduced, when this becomes a show, no, this isn't it. Who's it by? Frick. Everything's ruined now. Yeah, and then this comes on when they enter the scene. Oh my gosh, actually they're gold people in this video. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even
What's happening?
expecting that. They look celestial. This is crazy. They're gold people with like, what the frick? Okay.
I was
just
still
looked up
thinking
the
like
song
angels
Zombie,
type thing. All right.
messing around like angels, but look, now I'm gonna send you a picture of what they freaking look like in this, and then I'm like, actually, that could be a thing, but not the zombies, but it, you know, okay. Hold on.
Okay, I sent you some pictures.
You
Rough
just sent me
video.
anime.
I
That's
know,
all you
yeah.
should-
I couldn't find any live action thing. But that's what I'm envisioning
So you
the
want them
people.
to have like wings?
Wings coming out of their hips. Very scientific. That explains the relics left behind on the land. I don't know, they could have had like floating islands in the sky or something. Whatever for the lore. It doesn't really matter. This happened a long time ago. We can be purposely vague and let other people fill in the gaps as they read.
Or they can be gold people.
Okay, some other gold people left.
I'll do it in the group chat. In the Eleutheria. Literally, I was just looking up this to mess with you and like play zombie, and then I was like, oh look, the video has like these gold celestial looking people.
I don't know about that, Liv. I feel gold people would be too... Because we don't want them to actually be like a god race type thing.
Also, are you thinking like anime picture? Because I'm
No.
thinking more like
I'm thinking live action, like
live
Game of
action.
Thrones-y.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just more people draw anime stuff. But I mean, I trust your imagination can convert the anime picture into what it would roughly
Yes.
look like on a real person.
Right, but they look too cool.
What do you mean? The gold people?
No, the
The anime people?
Yeah, that would
Oh.
be. They'd be too cool looking.
What do you mean too cool looking? I'm just talking about the wings. I mean, obviously
Okay,
they would
okay.
have more clothes and
It's like they're just gonna
more
be these
realistic
like
hair
goddesses. They're
and-
so beautiful.
well, no, it would.
Or are
Well,
they?
yeah,
They're gonna
exactly.
Be like goddess,
But
like
they're not. They're
beautiful
not.
people?
Okay, they're just a race that used to exist. All right, but because of their appearance and because of their, I don't know, ability for flight or whatever, the races earthbound started to like worship them. You know how a cult starts. All right, someone sees a
No, that'd be
something
weird.
they think is a miracle and they create a religion out of it.
They just
Why?
worship these random few people that are like here, and we all worship them, but all they do is fly.
Well, they don't do that anymore because they're dead. They're all extinct. It's a It's
okay, they're
a way-
extinct, and people worship the. Why wouldn't it be like moon, sun, like things that are
the
like normal that would appear to
idea
them?
normal that would appear. The sun and the moon. That's normal to worship. Live. You realize that
feel like,
no
yeah, in
no
the-
society still worships that since like 3,000 years ago with ancient Egypt.
Not now,
Uh-huh.
but like I feel like that would be normal. That would appear. I don't know, like
That's
a race.
cliche,
that's weird.
though.
A race that's gone.
Oh, I worship the sun god and start bowing. Oh, this
That's
would
like
be
normal.
a.
We could have like tons of different gods, but
We
then
don't
like.
want to be cliche and normal. Live. We want to be original.
But why would they worship? I don't want them to worship some random. That's weird to me.
An ancient race. It wouldn't be one specific individual. It would just like though these
So,
were the
but why?
gods.
What do they get from this ancient race?
They
Why
don't
do
need
they-
to
why do they
necessarily
worship
get
it?
anything. Live. Okay. To
The
them,
sun
it was
grows things,
okay.
that's
You
why.
know the
It's
whole.
the sun god. It gives them things. But what would this give them? You know what I mean? Like what would they? What could
There
they
doesn't
convince
have to be an
themselves that it's giving them?
exchange. There doesn't have to be
I
an
feel like
exchange.
it's gotta be.
No,
Yeah.
I mean look
gotta be an
at
exchange.
Christianity right now. There's no exchange.
Yes,
All right,
there
everything is.
Are you kidding me?
Liv, does God personally fly down and grow your crops?
Not on a personal level.
Uh-huh.
Even if I were looking at it from an outside, not like I believe in God. There's
Mm-hmm.
the exchange of feeling like God is answering your prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would ever, if they didn't believe they were getting anything. In fact,
Liv,
that's why a
these
lot of
guys,
people turn
these
away
can
from
be
Christianity
considered
because their life is
pagans,
bad and they're
right?
like, it's all
These guys
because
right
God
here,
doesn't-
they just worship something that they thought was crazy and
But
out of the world.
Usually, you worship something in return for something, like because you're trying to get something. You know what I'm saying? So like, even if it was this old
No,
race,
I'm not trying to get
we have
anything out of my
to
relationship
do-
with God. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking a personal thing. You're so dumb. I'm saying like, you know what? Okay, you really can't see what I'm saying at all. Like how
I see what
usually
you're
when
saying.
you worship something, you're trying to get, like you're getting something, even on a
Yeah,
pagan
you get
level.
something out of it. Well, what do you
So
mean,
if
even
we're
on
gonna
a
have
pagan
us be
level?
an ancient race, we have to feel like they're giving something, like they've seen them come
Well,
down.
they are. Okay,
or
so you wanna
something.
have there like be a material exchange, the ancient artifact, the ancient relics that are found around the world. All right, I'm thinking that this angel race was highly scientific. All right, they
Also, no, we
integrated
could turn
science
this
with
into a,
magic.
like, oh my gosh, no, Nick, we could turn this into an actual, like, they come back. Like their race is dead, but like their spirits are still there, and so people think that it's like a. We could even turn it into like kind of an actual thing, like a fairy godmother, but not. But like you could pray to them or something, and sometimes they do come and they do like answer or help. No,
Well, here's
do
the
you hate
thing,
that?
though,
Is that dumb?
maybe okay. Well, oh, okay, hold on. I got to get what I'm thinking out first before I forget. Okay, so
Okay.
again, they're not a godly race. All right, we named them celestials, or not we. The people in this era named them
But that doesn't
celestials.
mean that they don't have like some sort of spiritual power and could help, and so that's why they become worshipped. Like they do come and help sometimes.
Yeah, sure. Or maybe whenever you touch an
Or answer,
artifact,
like, prayers,
maybe
whatever.
you get like visions or memories or something transported into you.
Yeah.
But I don't want there to be too much. I feel like it's too cliche when like God interferes. The Deus ex machina. I think it's cliche. I think it's a little cheesy and it ruins the
But people
story.
relate to that.
Who relates to that? Who's witnessed a miracle? Who's been
Nobody-
touched by God in the modern era? Nobody
Wait,
relates
why
to
do we
that.
have to be touched? And this doesn't have to be. This is like fantasy. It's like makeup.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't have to be like that. They're
But I want the
physically
story
there.
to
Everything's dramatized
flow.
in stories.
Yeah, but I don't want to be too dramatized, you know?
Okay, but I mean, we don't have to expand on it a ton, but like, I feel like that should be kind of the idea. Like, they could, even though they're an extinct race, their spirits are still like around, and they could do something. So maybe we don't use it like a lot at all.
What do they do?
And maybe you're saying like the visions, but like if you're asking for something, like they like could do something.
So like you
Or
talk
at
to your
least
weaponry?
it's said that they do. They say that they do. Maybe we don't even put it in the story, but like
Well, yeah, I
that's
mean,
why
obviously,
they
like,
worship.
yeah,
Like,
the
they see
people
the
would say
visions
that,
and
oh,
they say
I
that,
worshiped
like,
to it and
if
my
you
harvest was
pray,
full, type
this
of shit.
does, yeah.
Or I wished for the health of my thing. Yeah, but it's not.
we could leave the opportunity open if there's ever some cool. Maybe it will never come around, but
No, okay, so, I mean, not to offend you, but there is a popular meme that says, I pray to God, and then, like, it's a split box, like, if... I gotta find the meme now, god damn it.
if nothing
But
happens,
if
then
nothing
neither do you or me.
happens,
If it
then you
happens,
say
you
God
ask for
works in
prayer
mysterious
for it.
ways. If something happens, God is almighty. That type of
Okay.
thing. Like, that type of mindset to the angel people. But then we
Yeah.
don't really know if they did anything.
Yeah.
And then later books or later iterations, we can always go back and change that. I want to leave stuff open. I don't want. I want to leave stuff open, and I don't want.
Because they're not actually gods, but it would be cool. Like it's open to where like we
And
could
this is
go
a
off on
magical
a different
world.
story, and like they're spirits and they're magical and they could actually do something. But we don't have to actually do it.
Yeah.
Just an open possibility. But I like the visions thing, the artifacts, because I feel like that would tie them to why they would believe and worship this.
I mean, look, they're
even
flying
if they never
people.
saw them or something was happening.
They're literally
So
flying people.
there's magic in the world, so that doesn't mean much. Maybe to
Well,
the humans,
maybe
I guess.
magic doesn't
But then they
include
could just
body
worship
enhancements
elves
where you
and
give
wizards.
yourself wings. Well, yeah,
Well,
exactly. This is
yeah,
something
but
more fantastical than
I feel like it's
elves
gotta be
living
more.
in the forest
They've
with
gotta
pointy
get
ears.
the visions and stuff. That's what makes it, I feel
Okay.
like.
So maybe when you find a relic, maybe you touch it.
And even it doesn't even have to happen every time, but it's just like that's the basis, the foundation of it, so where it makes sense that it's their like religion or their belief.
Maybe the weaponry when you're like in real danger can maybe act on its own type thing.
Okay. We can feel that out.
Very tiny stuff. No, I'm spitballing. Like
No,
person's laying on the ground,
I'm saying that's an idea.
being charged by people, and
We could
his
come back to that
his
if that
crossbow
is
arrow
convenient
shield
for the
thing
story.
is a couple inches away from his turn. He can't reach it, and then suddenly it's in his hand, and then he pulls up and shoots
Yeah, like different artifact. Yeah.
that type
These
of
are
stuff.
like different little things. Yeah.
it. And then maybe later on in the book we explain that it was all science. But to them it's magical because science is indistinguishable from magic. Advanced enough science is indistinguishable from magic. That's an actual quote. Any
Okay, what?
science.
You just confused me. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, here. Any sufficiently analyzed magic is indistinguishable from science. Clark's 3 laws.
What
It's
time is it?
a real world thing. It is 1:20.
Oh, okay. It's 11:20. Okay, I
How
gotta
much
get
longer
off
do you have?
soon. In 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Do you want
'Cause
to
I
do
have class at
Fall
12.
Guys?
Yeah, we can do Fall Guys.
So there's not enough time for a
Hey, you should clip this, but don't like post it. But you should